following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
We're gonna make
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
great again. Nerd! Nerd!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell. But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off. Yes, 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 yes. Get rid of your six-sided ring already. Josh Rivera.
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast. Sorry.
How are these
Welcome
levels?
again. We're back.
These levels working?
Yeah, we're
I
good.
think I'm in.
Yeah, we're fine. I checked this whole all already.
Okay.
Welcome to the World Heavyweight Podcast, folks. After a well-needed week off.
Need a little break.
I'm Howie Farewell. That over there is Josh Rivera. Follow the show at the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, and obviously WorldHeavyweightPodcast.podbean.com. iTunes, check it out on YouTube. We'll do some things there. I'm definitely working on getting more people regularly on the show and get like a rotating maybe crew of like third mic or something, or maybe even doing a second show with a rotating group of guests, because now we have the home studio set up and Skype is super easy now.
And
We
it
can
works.
do that, and it works. And it's great. You know what? I
feel good because I know there's a God
it's great. I feel better. I feel way better.
I feel way better than you
I feel way
because
better.
I'm the new
Yeah, you
Stone
are.
Cold Locks
You
champ.
are, right. Welcome to the World Heavyweight Podcast, where
The first rule is wrestling is life.
we're ready to go.
Amen.
I'm ready to go. I'm finally I'm reset. I couldn't do this last week.
You were in a
I
funk
could
last
not
week.
do this last week. As much as I wanted to do this last week,
Yeah.
I couldn't. I just couldn't do it without sounding like a giant pile of shit. Like I was going to sound like a dick. I was just going to be really angry and surly, and it wasn't going to be fun for. It just was not going to be fun.
You are consumed by way too much negativity.
Yeah, man.
In the world
I had
of
to
Twitter and
purge.
wrestling.
I had to purge my body of whatever shit it was dealing with or going through,
Yeah.
and maybe it was losing in fantasy football 17 weeks in a row, and I put up 170 points almost this week,
And you still
and I lost.
That
I
explains why.
I lost to Phil. I lost the house this week, and it was just bad.
Explains you falling asleep outside.
Yeah, it's just. I'm just done. Like at this point, like that. Like
Yeah.
I've got the best team in the league, but it loses all the time.
It's like when your favorite show frustrates the hell out of you. You're like,
Oh,
I
it's
can't
just-
do this
I can't do
anymore.
this anymore.
I can't. I'm tapping
Kane,
out.
Really,
Yeah.
Kane? Come on, we'll get into all that. We have a lot to talk about. The TLC, the hard reset on Raw, which is great. Dogsworth is here. He's over in the background. We have him tied to the radiator as well. But yeah, no, football, dude, come on. Wouldn't you get pissed if you were putting like the highest total score, like the record for this year in that league is like 188. And then after that, I don't think anybody hit 170. But the two teams that put up 160 plus were playing each other. Are you fucking kidding me? Highest point. I'm frustrated. It's ridiculous. 2 wins. And Mike, fucking fat belly, and he doesn't listen to the fucking show, but he's a friend of ours. But he's 7-0.
Yeah, he's still undefeated.
People refuse to score against him. Is what happens. Because if you look at like the total points against, he has like 750.
Yeah.
Where the next team up
It's like
is almost 1,000.
It's like everyone else is allergic
or
to
800.
points.
When they play him,
Yeah.
but everybody
It's not
decides like,
happening.
oh, we're gonna fuck with Howard this week, and we're gonna score. The team that doesn't score 150 all year throws one up on me out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck?
You ended up having to squeak past them.
Yeah, dude, this is ridiculous. I'm almost out of the playoffs. I'm dangerously close to not making the playoffs as I spill water everywhere.
You're almost gonna go Giants on us.
At least I have more wins than the Giants.
Yeah, that's true.
That's real great. You know who doesn't have any more wins against the Giants? Asuka about me. 0. Still batting 1,000 for losses all year. Will they go 0 for the whole? I'm pretty sure they're zeros on the year right now, which is ridiculous. I'm trying to pull it up real fast.
Oscar Bowman's got to move to Cleveland. He'll get used to those zeros.
Factory of sadness. Factory of sadness in Oscarville right now. Unlike the real life, which sort of turned around a little bit. Well, we might as well. That's a perfect little segue. We have no more Emma, unfortunately, which kind of makes everything that we saw in that first Asuka match a real big fucking head scratcher.
It's like, why?
What happened?
Why
here?
did they do that then?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It makes less sense now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm assuming it's going. Everything about the release is pure speculation.
Yeah.
But I think she was being a big pain in the ass.
Possibly. I mean, I guess maybe they were planning to either do a feud first or, kind of like with everyone else. Bobby Roode feuds with Dolph Ziggler.
Right.
Dolph Ziggler feuds with
Bring back Dog Ziggler.
Dog Ziggler feuds with Shinsuke, and it's
Fine.
It's
You've lost your complete train of thought.
where was I going with that?
You started going somewhere, and then all of a sudden it's like, I forgot.
Ooh.
I don't even know what.
Oh, Bobby.
No, don't worry.
Oh, Bobby, you forgot. Oh, my God, bail him out.
Don't worry, it's fine because we don't know where they were going with the whole Emma thing either.
Oh, okay.
No idea.
I completely lost track of what I was talking about there. Yeah, I guess they were going to tell a story, and then when they decided to axe her, then they're like, all right, we're going to go right back to Asuka, just crushing nobodies.
Yes.
So we should have done in the first place.
Please.
I don't know why we were trying to tell a story first.
Spin kick people in the face.
Yeah.
Hit him with the hip attack.
You gotta
and choke bitches out.
Don't you really have to get you have to get acquainted with somebody before you can care about them. So this is Asuka.
I need to know your moveset. What do you do?
She beats people to oblivion. That's it. That's
great.
it. That's it.
You're Samoa Joe. What's your deal besides you wanting to attack Seth Rollins?
Yeah.
Oh, you punch people in the face and you choke people
You put
out.
them to sleep, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, Finn Balor, that's cool. What does he do? Oh, that's cool. You fly, you do a stomp. Oh, cool. And then you turn into a demon. Great. You need to know what these people do first.
Yeah,
And this is what now we're like, oh, that's a nobody. Asuka's going to destroy that chick. And then you feed a couple of nobodies to everywhere, and then you start getting the people that know what the deal is, start going, Asuka's gonna kill you.
Exactly.
And you build that up, and
I don't know why
I
I don't know why that wasn't plan A from the beginning.
Because sometimes you make it too hard for yourself.
But
sometimes you overthink.
But on the bright side, I'm not too worried about Emma.
Emma's
Darren
going to
Young
succeed.
or Summer Rae because
they
should be getting they should have no problem getting bookings.
Darren Young and Summer Rae are the other two that got released this week. And Darren Young, man, I mean, this is wonderful. I was going through the Darren Young greats again.
Yeah.
This is wonderful.
We make you great again,
yeah, we got to make him great again.
Show me how you celebrate.
It's just
D Young how he's going to celebrate.
Some of them are.
Is this your favorite? Is this the financial one? Is this your favorite
financial one?
That's your favorite one.
This is where we got one of my favorite sound bites that we got from. But I mean, these are just
millions of dollars.
They're brilliant.
Millions of dollars. So come on, coach. You were just killing my groove. I mean, I used to do it
I'm getting
as a
distracted by a
team.
text, but
I need my
wish
own
they
thing?
did more
Coach, I've got
with
this
this.
sick moon.
No, absolutely.
Because
This is, I think,
Way down to earth.
I think you said that. You said this before we recorded
Your
that
next lesson
it is
about money.
Fashion Files
Save it,
level
don't spend it.
great writing.
I
Coach,
think
I'm gonna
so.
save a lot
It
of
was
money.
very
I think
entertaining.
when I'm on
Really
the road or
entertaining.
at home,
I mean,
But unfortunately,
I don't wanna
this
go
is
to
as
the
far as
movies.
it
I'll
went.
get a
Was just
small
these
bag of
segments.
popcorn
Especially with
instead of a
the
large.
way the
Maybe no
political climate
popcorn.
went.
Maybe no
Yeah.
movies.
Just do it. Like it's
Coach, I've always
you
wondered.
have the opportunity to make it
How do you
edgy,
save so much money?
or be as ridiculous as this.
This is my only pair of clothes.
You got multiples, right, Mr. Backlund?
You gotta want it!
There it is.
Okay, I'll cut way down on the shopping, Coach.
What do you think about a bow tie?
That would have been great if he showed up in a bow tie like
He
his
showed up
coach.
looking
We're gonna
exactly
make Darren
like
Young great again!
exactly.
That would have been fantastic. I don't know what happened there.
I would have.
That aired June of last year.
I know you have to get it into the ring at some point, but
They had a few in the ring, and then it went nowhere.
it's just disappointing. I think for me, it feels like it's one of those where they pulled back because of the political.
They very well could have been the case. A lot, as we got closer to election day, a lot was going on. Oh, the surprises that dropped along the way.
Yeah, man, it got weird. It's
and
still weird.
And then the stunner was that night.
Yeah.
Where you saw, as I put it, TV gold. You saw legitimate professional broadcasters freak out on air. It was something you can't replicate.
But so Darren Young, Emma, Summer Rae, we wish you success in your future endeavors.
I hope I can see him on some indie pay-per-view soon. That would be really cool.
We'll see. I think Darren Young now has an opportunity to become a superstar somewhere.
I think he does.
Because he'll ride out this no compete, and if look, his name was Mr. No Days Off, so if he's really all about that and wants to do this wrestling thing still, he can be successful somewhere, but he may have to take a step back before making a step forward. You know what I mean? Kind of almost like Juice Robinson did.
Yeah.
He went to New Japan to take the step back and go, I'm going to be
He was a young boy for
the
about
bottom
a year.
of the barrel right now. Maybe Darren Young is a little different, and he can go a little bit in a different route.
Yeah.
And maybe start
being
a
as
little
used in
higher.
WWE for
Right.
years.
Right, and he can maybe start a little bit higher, but given the fact that he hasn't really been doing anything for the past 2-3 years, he may have to start a little lower. But if he does something like that, he's entertaining. He should be able to land on his feet somewhere, but he's just kind of got to figure out what he's doing. Summer Rae, I don't know, man. I feel like we could have given her a bit more of a shot. Because she's been fucking nowhere. She was entertaining with Tyler Breeze. I thought they were fun.
And for some reason, they just axed the whole gimmick and just yeah, we're all going separate ways. No big deal.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, so we have to go back to TLC, Mr. fucking 6-0 over here.
Mm-hmm.
Holy goddamn shit. How did
Change
that
the
happen?
card, and I still
they
win.
They changed the entire card on us because apparently everybody got diseased backstage.
Yeah.
Viral
infection is very infectious. I just made that word up.
What the fuck
Infectious.
What just happened?
Yes.
Did you have a stroke?
No.
It ended up being a really great show. I had fun.
I thought it was
TLC
great.
was fun.
My only complaint was you went almost the entire show with no tables, no ladders, no chairs, and then they
crowd got a little annoyed about
it.
it.
And then they just stacked the very last match, which was just a complete cluster. There's some scenarios.
Kurt Angle had 3 moves: chair shot, ladder, ladder, chair.
It's a hardcore match.
I know.
You don't need to do anything else.
I loved it. It
You
was
know?
great. Kurt didn't have to do anything other than swing a chair, swing a ladder, take a couple of hit. He didn't even really take a chair shot or a ladder shot. Too bad. He took almost no bumps at all. He took the one big spot, and that was it.
Oh, the power slam to the table.
Yeah, he took one
pretty
big
awesome.
spot. And then Olympic Slam,
they
Olympic
cart him
Slam,
off,
wrap it up,
and
let's go home.
He not only did he not only did he make his way in the Shield, he literally had Roman's spot, carted off, comes back to a thunderous crowd, and it worked. It was awesome. I loved it.
It could have been worse. You could have. Oh, I don't have the boo up there. Never mind. I thought I had it up there. I have a whole different thing.
Boo.
Rather than a thunderous boo that Roman probably could have gotten if he did.
They
the
don't
same thing.
boo. They go ooh ah.
No, not there. They wouldn't. But and then the Kurt Angle coming up behind them going, "Hello, fellow children." "Hello, fellow students." "How are you?"
That video was fantastic.
He's like, "Hey, Dad's here." Woo! We also had another attempted homicide on television, and I don't know how nobody's getting arrested. This is absolutely ridiculous. Even the crowd was chanting, "That was murder."
He just killed him.
You just killed
Just
a man.
Cesaro just shrugging
television.
like, yeah, hey, I don't know.
You just killed a man on television again. What the hell is going on? Can we not address this? Is anybody else addressing this? You're trying to actively murder a human being. I mean, he's a pretty large mammal.
He is a monster.
He is, but I it led to the perfect amount of camp on WWE television this week, though, which I absolutely loved. You know,
the Miz and the Miztourage.
It's Halloween, so the timing is perfect. That we got this weird monster story of Braun Strowman dying and coming back out of the garbage truck and everything. You have to suspend all levels of disbelief for this to work, though.
You know what else I had to suspend levels of disbelief for?
What? Kane?
That trick or street fight was brutal. Tex Ferguson and Chad Too Bad on Raw. That was like Christmas came early. Man, that match sucked. I'll take it, though.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. He lost because he forgot how to put the pumpkin on his head?
He put the pumpkin on backwards, so Chad gets pinned, and he's like, yeah, we won! Takes the pumpkin off. Ah, shit.
No, but let's go back to the Braun thing, because Braun was great. I just don't understand why we have to have Kane around right now. But the whole Braun...
Because
getting
Kane
put
is
into
going to be retiring soon.
The Braun into the dumpster... We all think he's dead.
Yeah.
He disappears for, what was it, a full week?
2 weeks. A week.
No, because he wasn't around on the next Raw, and Raw gets attacked, and then, but he's around on Halloween, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's the Halloween episode. The Miz is being the Miz. He's trying to get out early. You've got he leaves the pile of garbage in the dressing room.
Don't worry, Miz. Bo and I are here to protect you. Now I am worried.
He's trying to the main event of Raw finishes, and we're like, go.
Go. Get the car ready.
Go.
Get out of here.
We gotta get out of here. And then the backing up of that truck and the way it was shot to where you just have
open the door. It's locked. What do you mean it's locked? Ah!
It was a bad horror movie on the Halloween episode. It was, you couldn't get much more perfect timing for a really, what ended up being a great segment, for me at least, that tied itself through kind of the entire show.
Yep.
Like, you had this side story of the Miz kind of freaking out the entire show. He shows up late. He's getting kind of punished by by Kurt. He gets a pretty solid title match.
Absolutely. That was an awesome Intercontinental title match.
It was a pretty great match.
That and the ladies match that night were two excellent matches.
The ladies match was a little short, but you kind of looked at the clock and you're like, all right, I kind of see what we got to do here. If you're thinking about that, but and I looked at the clock, I'm like, all right, that makes sense. We got to figure out something because the Miz is trying to fear for his life at this point. We need to figure that out. And then the pop that Braun Strowman gets now when his arms go over his head, and everybody just goes, Braun! Perfect.
The biggest star on that show.
Yeah. Biggest
absolutely.
face in the world.
Absolutely.
He really is. I can't boo Braun Strowman now, especially because he might hear me.
Yeah. He is not afraid of Kane chokeslamming him. That's a fact.
Yeah. Nor should he.
Nope.
He shouldn't be afraid of anybody. There's no reason for him to be. He should be able to beat Brock Lesnar, but for some reason, he got beat by Brock Lesnar. Like, I don't understand that. Like, if there's a guy that has a character that's believably built up right now to be able to be a credible threat to Brock Lesnar, and not just be a credible threat to Brock Lesnar, Barack Lesnar.
Lesnar.
It's Braun Strowman. Like, I believe like as a character, Braun Strowman should be able to roll into whatever pay-per-view there is and kick the shit out of Brock Lesnar and win.
Yeah.
And to make
it's only
Goldberg-esque.
It's only a matter of time. Like, we know, I am confident that he will be world champ very soon.
It's got to be soon.
It's just still super early for him, dude.
I think
from his repackaging to now, it's been like a year.
Yeah.
Year and a half at most.
He's too big for the Intercontinental title.
Absolutely.
He's way too big for it.
Yeah, that belt will not fit all the way around.
Well, you're an idiot. No, I mean, like his stature in the card.
Absolutely, he's
way.
He is
overshined.
on top of that show.
And you'll have this, and this is what becomes almost one of those arguments of, like, the man makes the title doesn't make the man. But at some point, you need to put that on him. You kind of need. I mean, yeah, he's green and everything, but at some point, I mean, Brock Lesnar isn't around very much. I mean, he's going to be around all the time. We don't have. I mean, you could do the same.
I'm still waiting for a long, solid Universal Championship run that's not like Brock Lesnar that
has somebody that's here every day.
Here all the time.
Right.
You know, Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. He's a special attraction. He's got the title for now, but when it's Braun's time, I want to see a nice, solid run.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If Braun gets it, he can't lose it anytime soon after that. I feel like that's got to be at least... It's got to be longer than Jinder has it.
Yeah.
Like, Jinder's had it for what?
Well, he's had it since June of this year.
Yeah, it's got to be 6 months or plus. It's got to be
May.
6 months meeting.
He's been since May, yeah.
For me, Braun Strowman, if he gets a title, a singles title, I'm assuming either the World or Universal.
You can keep it for a while if you got a crew. You know, Seth had J&J Security and won a bunch of matches with them.
Right.
Same thing with Jinder Mahal with the Singh brothers. He's gonna win a bunch of matches with their help. Some of them not so much, like beating Shinsuke clean with the Colossus was a little rough, but it can go up from there.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen the bottom. I'm pretty sure we have seen rock bottom of his title reign, and hopefully we'll never go back there.
I hope you're right. I hope so. I hope that was the worst. That's the worst.
Look at the time. Look at the time.
What time?
Rumble's coming up.
True. It's a lot to ask sometimes though. But anyway, I was gonna go back with the Braun thing. If Braun's got to have it. If he's gonna have it, he's got to have it. It's got to be longer than the Jinder thing. The one thing I think we need to.
We'll just have to see whether or not they're still married to Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title come WrestleMania, because that's what a lot of people still believe is going to happen.
I hope not. I don't need Roman Reigns there again. Man. I don't need Roman Reigns there again. I just don't. It just doesn't need to happen. I was going on a fucking side thing and I got distracted in my brain. 25th anniversary of Raw. We'll get into that because we need, and then we'll go into the Raw hard reset and everything.
Big announcement.
They're saying 5 hours.
Nah, that's a rumor, man.
Okay, that's just a rumor.
That's still rumor.
That's what people are rumoring.
It could be up to a 5-hour long show, but my first question is, how would you do a 5-hour show?
Yeah.
You could barely do a 5-hour. You can only do a 5-hour show 4 times a year, and some people are going.
That's even tough to do 4 times a year.
3 hours can be a struggle, and you're gonna do every week. You're gonna do a 5-hour one in that mix.
That's tough. That's gonna be real hard.
Yeah,
I agree. And what do you start? You start that,
and that's the Monday after Royal Rumble. I believe that is. I believe that's the Monday right after Royal Rumble.
Oh, well, they're saying it's gonna be emanating from the Manhattan Center and the Barclays.
Mm-hmm.
So that. I wonder if it's going to be live simultaneously. It's going to be.
I believe it's going to be simultaneous. I mean, it's still too early.
Yeah, there's a lot of
tickets come out Friday.
Yeah, Friday they are on sale,
and it depends what those times
for
on
the
13-hour
25th anniversary episode of Raw. If we're going to go big, we're going to go big.
just do 2 shows.
Yeah,
why not? Just do one at the Barclays. Record the one at the Manhattan Center.
Right.
At least as a special. That would be pretty freaking sweet. But they're looking to do 2 broadcasts.
They're all about doing it live.
Yeah.
We'll do it live.
Do it live. It's gonna be like that. Wasn't there a WrestleMania where they broadcasted from like 2 different venues or something?
I don't remember which one, but I know they did something like that.
Yeah.
It's been done before.
It's
not
been
like
done.
It's never been done, but it's been.
And they're gonna do that. And if you're a
It'll be
wrestling
interesting
fan,
to see how it works out.
if you're a wrestling fan, you're probably gonna make the right decision and try to get tickets for Manhattan Center.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Well,
that's
saw-
the show that
I
I
forgot,
want
I
to
forgot
see.
what it was. One of those big tweets out there was like, you go to Barclays to hit around beach balls during a wrestling match. You go to Manhattan Center to enjoy a freaking show.
Oh yeah, that place will be bananas.
Yeah.
I kind of think we need to go to that show.
And they have Taker advertised, Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, SmackDown stars. I bet you most of them are going to be at the Manhattan Center.
Well, that's a thing. If you put like the wrestling nerd matches in there, the people that bother to get into that show are going to be Uber fans.
Yeah.
And you're going to see some crazy reactions from the crowd.
It's going to be great.
That
should be a lot of fun.
That I really, really, really think we need to go to that.
Because another Barclays Raw is just another Barclays Raw. Excuse me. Barclays Raw, and we've been to a couple. And do you remember them? They were rough.
Some of them were bad.
Some of them were a little rough.
Bad. But Barclays is usually a hot night anyway. But if you're kind of the way I always think of it in certain areas like that, especially on those smaller venues, you're kind of condensing you're concentrating
their
fandom into a smaller package. So when you get to those smaller shows, you get that more dense like Uber fan, and you're like all the nerds come out. It's just gonna be
Nerds!
all of them. Maybe you should probably edit that or just say no, I didn't do that.
It's just gonna be a ton of It's
gonna be great.
It's gonna be a ton of BC
It's
shirts.
gonna be great,
And Center Show. It's gonna be great.
25th anniversary. I don't think we need Taker there for it. That's my only thing that I would think. He's retired. He's the only kayfabe guy that, like, when he's done, he should never come back. I think, personally.
Fucking nerd.
Anyway, the nice thing about Raw post TLC, hard reset. I fully enjoyed it. If you take the great thing about TLC is with the viral infection and all the injuries and all that stuff that's been ravaging Raw, the best part that we can come up with this is the Monday after TLC, Kurt pretty much comes right out at the beginning of the show and says, "Never mind this shit."
Don't worry about
Moving on.
Don't worry about any of that stuff. Forget about it.
This one here?
Nothing to see there.
What was that? No.
Yeah.
Move along.
It was fun.
Nothing to see here, folks.
Survivor Series. That's what's going to be about.
Exactly.
That and Under Siege.
Starring Shane McMahon as Steven
Seagal.
At least it's better than fantasy warfare becomes reality every 30 seconds.
So tired of that tagline.
Holy
They're
shit.
so wordy.
Do you remember that?
At least Under Siege is short.
I
It's
guess.
2 words.
I'm-
One tiny hashtag.
I think that's hype package fodder.
Yeah.
All of this, like, where it feels like it's what?
Yeah.
It's hype package.
And then an invasion angle that came out of nowhere and stunned everybody.
It was pretty cool. I have to give credit to where it's due. So while I look that up, yeah.
just go. Just go.
Finish your thought. I jumped in. I didn't. I jumped in before I thought of anything.
And I don't know why I don't know why. Like, what if it felt like a lot of audience was kind of 50-50 on it. I don't know if you agree with me there, but we got a bunch of great things out of it. We got Ziggler getting tweeted at. Someone's saying, "Well, how is it supposed to be a personal feud if you're with him doing the Under Siege thing?" Why don't you go tweet a dead man? How about that? Or whatever he said was, shut up, you stupid smart.
I mean,
just a show.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
Relax. But then we got Dana Brooke running.
Oh,
and,
the
and,
memes of
and the
Dana Brooke
memes
running.
went everywhere.
They are the most. I think that's what might have brought me back.
Yeah.
The memes of Dana Brooke running brought me back.
If you haven't seen them, search them on Twitter right now. They're
the one. As soon as I saw her running with Indy with the giant boulder behind her, I'm like, this is only going to be good.
Oh, yes.
Did anybody do the Jurassic Park one with the T-Rex behind her? I feel like I saw the T-Rex behind her one.
You saw the Forrest Gump
Oh
one.
yeah, that one was easy. Like you had to do that.
Easy one you make right there.
It was wonderful.
And then how they connected that the following week with Kurt getting his butt chewed out by Steph.
Mm-hmm.
So he immediately just points first the Miz. You're late. Well, guess what? You weren't here when that crap happened, so you get a match. You weren't here when
the show isn't always great,
but
but when they're good, they're good.
Yeah.
Like when they decide to start putting some of these things together, it works out a little bit.
Raw is like the New York Giants. Most of the time, even when they're at their greatest, it's okay. That's our okay team. They got the three. They got the 3 rings, right? 3 rings going from right now.
2 or 3, I forget something like that.
Yeah.
I forget. The one line I have to give credit to at Philip Goad. No more. We had a Shane-led invasion. Those never go wrong. I'm okay with it. Well, look, we could be doing far worse.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's an easy way. Like I get what they're trying to do.
Warfare.
I get what they're trying to do. Yeah, it might be a little. I mean, look, you just have to take it as Team SmackDown needs more than an individual feud. Like, all right, we're brothers. We can fight each other all we want, but don't come in and tell us what. Like, don't come in. You can't come in and beat up another one of our guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, brothers always fight all the time, but that's my brother. Don't you dare say some shit about my brother. Only I can kick my brother's ass, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just that's the way I think of it. So, blue is always better than red, and that's what happened there. So,
Just to set up to it with Heyman. With the Heyman promo, there is no such thing as Raw versus SmackDown. It's kayfabe, pretty more or less what he said. And then immediately following that with an actual invasion. Go get him! And we're like, wait, what?
well,
Titus Worldwide, how you doing, brother? Get him! Just try to kick crap at him. Oh, it's great.
That was one of my favorite parts of the whole running backstage. The other one of my favorite parts of the backstage thing was, Jesus, dude.
Nope, sorry, continue.
Oh my God.
Continue.
Oh dear Lord, that's gonna kill somebody.
Shut up.
The Chad Gable kicking over a lamp.
He threw half of the punches first,
and
he's just
jumping his old tag team partner and making it a point that he jumped his tag team partner and hit him first. That was interesting to me, and that going forward should prove interesting if they ever get into a bit of a thing, because that felt personal. Like, nah. Fuck this guy! You could have stayed on my show.
Make a story about
we could have stayed on the tag.
They got to start ripping each other on Twitter, and then inject that IRL that gives some stories some breath.
Yeah,
I'm
enjoying the invasion. It's not too bad
so far. Pretty good. However,
the thing we're also getting out of this in the hard reset of Raw is the build into Survivor Series is. All the titles aren't on the line, but they're all showcased in champion versus champion matches. Mm-hmm. Plus, we get the Raw versus SmackDown 5-on-5s with the men and the women. So everything works out to the Raw versus SmackDown thing. I would like them to do this every year. I'm okay with using this as if you want to make almost a hard reset every year. As long as most things get tied up, I can be okay.
At least can be a hard reset on Raw, because Stefan already put out an ultimatum. You're going to win, or I'm going to get another general manager.
Right. So we have, but then this injury, like again, this goes back to the injuries and stuff being, or sicknesses and diseases and cholera and whatever
Kane
they've got going. Yeah, we'll get into that. It gives us the opportunity to just to do that hard reset. But I mean, like, if we start using Survivor Series as a nice intro to get people back in right before the road to WrestleMania, I like this, because Survivor Series now is, all right, here is every champion we have in the company, and they're all going to fight each other, and then here's a bunch of the supporting players that may not necessarily be champions right now, but if you want to get somebody into the WWE and want a nice jumping off point, the Survivor Series pay-per-view, if we do this every year like this, may end up being the perfect way to get a fan in, because they can just come in and go, oh, who are the champions? And you can kind of learn about every title, who has them, what they're about, and a bunch of the other people without having to worry about all the extra side stories.
If it all goes smooth, then yeah,
Correct.
I agree. That feels like that's what they're going to be able to do with that.
And I hope that's what we get. Like, just make, and I'm okay. Like, people are really like got their panties in a bunch about the Survivor Series pay-per-view. I think I don't want to say, oh, there's nothing's on the line. Yes,
it feels like
no.
It
but
feels like it feels like a face value that story may be taking a back seat.
it is. Oh, it certainly is.
Not if you watched Baron Corbin go on what was it, Twitter, and say I'm gonna have the Miz call me daddy after that.
Yeah.
And shit just got a little bit of heated.
Yeah.
Ever talk about my pregnant wife, or I'll bash your fucking teeth in.
Yeah. That was great. That I like when they do stuff like that. But I mean, as far as like what the people talk about on, not everybody pays attention to social media. That's nice for us because we're nerds. But the weekly story that we had been going on certain shows like SmackDown, which is pretty much better than Raw in the terms of storytelling week to week. So that. In that sense, yes, storytelling does get put aside. But Raw, they just went, oh, cool, perfect chance, boom, reset. Ooh, excuse me. You could have responded to that.
I don't necessarily. No, I was waiting to make sure you finish your statement.
No.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a reset in the fact that story is going to take a back seat. No, you're just going to try to find new creative ways to add story to it, because, I mean, maybe.
Well, that's what I mean.
Maybe the safe thing to do would have been, like, for example, the women's championship last night. What if Mickey won? It would have been more a baby face.
I would have been upset about it, though.
Heel.
I would have been upset, not too because that's my favorite women's wrestler right now, but I would have been upset about it because you got pretty much beat clean, and you got a title for what seems to be almost no reason, and then you win. I would have been a little annoyed.
I'm just saying,
bounce it around. That's when
it might have been a more safer route to do that. So come that match, you have Natty being a heel and Mickey being a face.
Okay.
Because they don't normally go this route where they have two faces. Somebody's going to be booked slightly different.
Right. Yeah, I think in this you might end up seeing the quote unquote face be Alexa. Because the fans like Alexa a lot more than Natty right now. I'll tell you that. I just feel like that's the more popular superstar, right?
The more popular one to cheer, yeah.
Like the fan favorite right now, if we were going to pick between Natalya and Alexa Bliss, feel free to let us know at the WHPC who your favorite is.
I would much rather Boone Natalya.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Feel free to let us know at the WHPC on Twitter.
Has no idea what she's talking about. Alexa is a star.
Yeah, Alexa is a star. Goddammit. Yes, Alexa, we do like your butt. We do think it's cute as well. We agree. Hey, she said it, not me. We're just agreeing with her. Yes, we agree.
We're gonna need you to cut that out.
No, we agree.
And it's cut. Anyway.
To the Beastmaster. No, we're not going to the Beastmaster yet. The hard reset. We had. We're getting, as of right now, for the men's side of things, for the 5-on-5s, we have Kurt and Shane are the captains. Cool, great. They don't like each other right now.
Absolutely not.
And they've had a history before. So this makes it even better, because the last time anybody really remembers Shane versus Kurt going at it, Shane got his head dropped on like a coconut.
Mm-hmm.
Or however you're supposed to actually say that properly. Holy shit.
Plate glass multiple times.
Yeah. That's one of the worst spots I've ever seen. I mean, best slash worst spots.
Great for us, bad for Shane.
gives you the chills, the
Heebie-jeebies.
no, the giblies, the giblies.
Makes your skin stand. Your hairs just stand up on it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
crazy match.
It's the sound though, that coconut sound that his head makes.
You're talking about King of the Ring 2002, was it?
Yeah,
Check out.
it's
that match
rough,
if you
man.
Haven't seen it in a while.
It's a legendary match for good reason. Shane takes a fucking ass beating.
Oh, it's awesome.
Kurt, and then the obvious choice for Team Raw now that he's risen from the dead, Braun Strowman is on Team Raw. That's the only thing we know from Team Raw, which is weird because he was going to tell us who his 5 people were at right before the invasion. So unless maybe he's got the things to think of because now his job's on the line.
Are they going to do qualifiers?
I like the fact that they're doing those on SmackDown.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's building into this whole story of discontent, sort of, that's building on the SmackDown side of things with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
The Sami Kevin show, yeah.
Yeah. Do they turn on SmackDown?
I don't.
Do they interfere?
That's a little too early. That's really too early to speculate.
But that's what the speculation has already begun, sir.
Hey,
it's all over the
They were
internet.
given opportunities to get on the team, and they both lost.
That is true. That's not entirely untrue. So the SmackDown, so we have.
You should be way more worried about Kane coming in and fucking everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's write that down. Asterisk on the side.
Now
Kane.
this is where we've been the perfect time. You mentioned it. What the fuck is Kane doing in 2017 right now? Because this is probably mine and a lot of people's biggest frustration right now with what's going on in WWE. There's we've talked about all the great stuff. We got Kevin Owens versus Shinsuke Nakamura last night on SmackDown, which was great. Great. NXT has been great. I love Velveteen Dream in NXT.
That's been an awesome
DREAM.
Say my name.
His intro from this most recent week's wrestling is everything I want in a wrestler's intro. That's a man that knows his character from top to bottom and wants to incorporate. There is no wasted movement in everything he does in his new intro. He sings his own theme music, he comes out, he mouths the lyrics to everybody, he looks at the other one, and he spells out his name along with the music. It reminds me of like Goldust meets Prince.
I thought you were going to say it reminds you of Tyler Breeze's music video when that came out.
Yes, that too.
Oh,
all of those things. And I'm being real positive this week after not being trying not to be a sourpuss. But what the fuck is Kane doing? Why is this happening? This is driving me absolutely crazy.
He just comes back out of nowhere. I'm the only monster on this show.
Fine.
Yeah, it feels like the main focus is gonna be Kane versus Finn Balor, and it's gonna be a demon versus demon match. Now, don't get me wrong. When Kane beat Finn, it was a real head scratcher, but it's not like he stopped an undefeated streak. It's just a rough beginning to a match that's going to come up on a pay-per-view. I believe the next Raw pay-per-view.
I don't need Kane beating people that we're trying to establish to look good. Yeah. Kane's Kane.
I'm aware of this.
He doesn't need to look good against anybody.
I know.
If you're just going to put him into a match eventually against Braun Strowman, you could just put Kane into a match against Braun Strowman, and it wouldn't you don't really need a whole lot of build there. You can just have Kane come out. It's like, I'm the only monster around here, and that's it.
I know
that's all you have to do.
I know where you're going. Don't touch any of my fucking guys in the process.
Yeah, you don't need to.
I understand.
You need Finn Balor shouldn't look bad against anybody if he's doing all this stuff right now.
This is the downside of a hard reset. You go from Finn Bray to Finn Kane.
Maybe.
No, that's exactly what happened.
I
feel like that's what's happening.
So you're saying that Braun's going to be. I guess they're just saying fuck it, and we'll address some of these feuds later.
Because right now it's Braun Miz. I'm not sure.
Is that going to be a Braun Miz thing? I feel like Braun should have more.
He wants to rip him apart.
I feel like he should want to rip Kane apart more than the
One
Miz.
step and then the other. I'm not
I don't
sure
know,
which way
man.
they're going to go because they book it so open-endedly. I can't tell you which way it's going to go right now.
Which is good and bad, but at the same time, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't want...
No,
Kane
doesn't
shouldn't be beating people. And then he attacks Daniel Bryan, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, with the lights off, that was a great trick there. It's like because that way DB doesn't have to take a bump, and he's off the show for what? At least a week.
At least a week.
He could be off the show until after Survivor Series. We'll see.
Very well could be. The memes of Daniel Bryan and Kurt's office are great too.
Like,
oh, so this is where I come to. This is where they clear anybody, right?
yeah, that's the best one. They'll medically clear anybody on this show, right?
Oh man!
If anybody's still like seriously pondering that meme, Kurt Angle is obviously clearable.
Yeah.
We saw him like 5-6 months before WWE even signed him, and that was before his Hall of Fame and everything.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been working shows since. And the package they had at TLC was obviously made long ago.
Oh yeah, they've
And
been waiting for the moment to pull that one out.
Even the breaking news and all that, they were going to use all that. The only difference was at the very end, you might have caught the edit.
We had to hit the button.
TLC.
Yeah.
That was the only edit. I feel like
yeah.
that was the only real edit in it. The rest of it was he's back.
I'm back. Sorry,
only-
we've been playing
yeah.
South Park a lot.
The only difference being that it wasn't a classic Angle entrance. Obviously, he was with a shield with the vest, which was hilarious. So we're gonna get that. We're gonna get more Angle in a singles match coming up, probably on a big show.
Yeah, I feel like we could. Who do you put him up against? But we're gonna get Angle Shane.
Yeah.
Was there rumors about who he was gonna fight before this?
That could very well be what it's gearing to is
Shane
versus
Rumble?
Kurt at Rumble
That would be
or
pretty
a
cool.
big show.
Rumble
that
would be
awesome.
a really big show for that to happen, which would make sense. You want an attraction match between two just big names and have it maybe count as a Raw versus SmackDown sort of feel to it. Kurt versus Shane makes perfect sense. I'm already in. You don't really got to. You don't really have to do much on that
works
one.
there come Royal Rumble.
Yeah, well, look. You're not going to tell Kurt at this point to go fuck himself.
Same guys for SmackDown the last going on 2 years.
Yeah.
Raw,
Look at
Mick
this
Foley, gone.
Look at this revolving,
It's a revolving
door.
door.
Over here.
The turnover is not great over on Raw.
There was my only other real issue with. Well, I have any issues in general. With Raw was Stephanie has got it like this. She's not. I don't want to say she's burying people.
She keeps putting people's balls in a jar.
Yeah, that might be the best
all
way to do it.
the time, and it just wears you out a little bit. It wears you out.
It's just the way that she's a bad guy sometimes bugs me. It's like there's never you can never come back at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can never have a comeback.
Yeah.
It's always
Where's
fuck you, I'm out.
Where's the Rock when you need him to give her a rock bottom?
Well, but you don't even have to. It doesn't even have to be a physical
just
confrontation.
saying.
But
I'm
you
just
can't.
saying.
Like the last time somebody said "fuck you, I'm out" to her was like Roman. Like that was like, oh, why don't you get your husband here? And she always gets with the slap, but
Yeah.
it's always just like I'm just gonna dump on your character, and you don't really ever have a chance to come back.
Yeah.
Like there's never
Like she
always comes out looking like the star, not the other person.
With the exception of Vince, like a
It's an
non-wrestler
NPC taking a
should-
dump on you, and you can't do anything about it.
That's like Corey Graves. That's like Corey Graves dumping on you, and you not getting the last word on a commentary table. No, you always get the last word because
You're the
superstar, not them. Stephanie, you could argue whether or not she's still a superstar.
Well, she's
considering
not, but she's
her
an
entire
authority
role in
figure.
the company. You know,
Right, and that's, I guess, why she should be able to kind of get the last word. But it's just the same thing every time.
I understand dropping the hammer, but man, hitting the gas every single time. It's like no.
There's no subtlety
Save
to
that.
it.
Yeah, there's no subtlety. Save it for when you get that insult.
Yeah,
But
for when
it's
somebody
just-
really needs to be put in their place. I mean,
Right.
Kurt wasn't like. I don't know. It's just Stephanie.
He got
being
caught off
Stephanie
guard.
all
He
the
got
time.
caught off guard, but it was Stephanie being Steph all the time was just a little. I was like,
It's almost the threat.
Like we had to I feel like we almost had to recover from that promo.
Yeah.
It's like, Kurt, what are you gonna do?
It always, because at the end of it always becomes about Stephanie.
Yeah.
It never becomes about
There
the
was-
other person in the ring. It's
There was a
more
little caveat at
on
the end.
her.
And by the way, Kurt, you're a team captain, so you're
Oh, right.
directly in charge
Right.
again.
Right.
Let me take your balls, put in a jar. All right, I'm taking your balls out and giving them right back to you. And go. She gave them back. I feel like she gave them back to him a little bit. Like,
She did.
all right, here you go.
She did. Yeah. Stephanie can be a little much sometimes. Is all I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
We had. We didn't get into the women's match or something. You were saying something about that before that I feel like we glossed over.
Which one? Asuka?
Not Asuka. God damn it! I just lost the words in my head. Mickey versus Alexa. There were people that were bitching on how short that was. I think, or how it ended. Weird.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that short. It had a commercial break. It had time.
I just went on.
I can imagine people were bitching the CM Punk chant that happened during it. I was just like,
no,
come
we
on,
didn't
really?
even get the SmackDown women's team and the SmackDown Raw team. Yeah, we haven't really talked about the
Ladies.
Now's as good a time as any. That's the one thing that we know for sure is happening besides the title matches, which could change. Which I hope we have some matches going up to Survivor Series where titles may change hands. Give me the opportunity to
The
have some
posters
change.
are printed.
No,
It's
well-
already. The advertisement's already out.
No, because now we could have to see the Usos lose next week on SmackDown.
Yeah, but don't you want to see the Usos versus the Shield? That's the money match.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't trade that out for anything right now.
But you have TV to get there,
Yeah.
so give me the possibility
Mm-hmm.
that some of these titles might change hands. I don't need to see Sin Cara on my TV anymore. So if this is the last time that happens, please, for the love of God, I don't need to see. Could we repackage him? The guy's not the same guy under the mask. It hasn't been the original guy
It's been
for a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like you're being
original
stubborn
guy.
with the goddamn
The original
gimmick.
guy is gone. It's on Hunico to fucking own that gimmick, and he has. The only problem is they haven't done with anything with him in so long.
You can just drop it at this point and do
It's-
literally anything else with that.
I
guy.
100% agree. They absolutely could do that. Are they gonna? Nope.
Because this is also another mask feud. So what?
It's not a mass. Well, no.
Now it is.
It's no. It's not a mass feud because it.
No,
That's
no, no,
literally
you're missing
that's
what I'm
literally their attempt to try to get the audience to care about Sin Cara again.
I feel like we've done this with Sin Cara
They
before.
absolutely have done this before, and they just did it not too long ago with Kalisto about his fucking mask.
Right. I don't need another one.
Yeah.
You can make this about a little bit more with Sin Cara.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just keep playing Kalisto, saying hey, I'm going to come out the new cruiserweight champion. And he is
Anyway, back to the
Ladies.
we have your full ladies roster on the 5-on-5. Becky, Tamina, Carmella, Flair, and Naomi with Dogsworth and with Lana. Dogsworth was
he wasn't in
hilarious.
costume. He came
Ellsworth
as
as a
himself.
dog was perfect. Becky winning the captaincy in a fatal 5-way, correct? If I'm wrong?
Yes.
In a fatal 5-way. I just don't. What was my reaction to the fatal 5-way?
Another one.
Exactly. Again.
This again.
Right. And at least we're getting matches that are meaningful with the ladies. They're all in there. But I didn't need another one.
It was better than that last. It was better than that Raw's multi-woman they had where Foxy became captain.
No, we had one of the greatest gifts of all time happen in that match, where Foxy comes up behind Bayley as she's tightening the ponytail, and then
Oh no! I'm sorry, I got confused. The Emma multi-woman where Emma won to fight Asuka was a disaster. That multi-woman match for
Was
team
pretty
captain
good.
was pretty freaking great.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm starting to warm up on Foxy again because we just needed we just needed
her crazy needs a direction.
right.
Yeah.
Right. We just need to channel this crazy and actually focus it to where it can be a little bit more entertaining instead of weird. She tried to pin somebody on the outside again, which might be a little bit of a
Hey, it happens. You get caught up in the moment, and she's just like, oh, shit.
It's like, I normally do this move in the ring, so it kind of becomes second nature. When you do the same thing over and over, it's just muscle memory. I'll do it all the time. I'll be driving down the street.
It's a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, right?
Right, right. And she always goes for a pin after it. I get muscle memory all the time. I'll be driving down the road, and for some reason, I'll just turn right, go left, and 3 minutes down the road, it's like, fuck, I'm not going to work. I'm doing this other, and I'm already like a quarter of the way there, and I got to turn around because I just do the same thing on that road all the time. I don't blame her for that. But we got the greatest gif ever of her doing the ponytail.
Mimicking Bailey's finish. Yeah.
Perfect.
And then move steal. Perfect.
Great. Great. Love it. Love it. Sometimes you don't have to do a lot of work here, folks. Sometimes it just comes easy. And, yeah, if we maybe channel Becky's crazy or Foxy's crazy, maybe we get, I'm okay with it. She's a little too crazy sometimes.
You think that T-shirt would be a little calming, right? I got my T-shirt.
So Foxy is now the captain of Team Raw. Cool, I guess. At least she earned it.
Yeah.
So the team on the Raw that she will be captaining, I have a feeling the Raw team is going to fall apart.
Oh, absolutely.
It's and they're even showing that on SmackDown as well, with Becky getting them all in the huddle. And it's like, oh, we're gonna blah blah blah. We're gonna go Team SmackDown. And then you have the Raw women is Fox, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, and Mickie James. It's a pretty good team. Like, if I was drafting a team that would be cohesive together, Fox wouldn't exactly be a first-round pick, but you know what?
You would call the team...
It's a pretty solid team. I'm not going to lie.
You would call the team Nia Jax and 4 other bodies.
Nia Jax, yeah, I like that one. There's probably a better joke to be made there.
Good.
Like
Save the show.
Let's come up with your team, Nia Jax and the what, at the WHPC on Twitter. I really am curious because I have a feeling that could be Nia Jax and fill in the blank here. I like that one. I want to try and turn that into something, but I'm not that smart.
Work in progress.
So we pretty much got everything, I think, right? We got Survivor Series is coming up. That's not for a bit. Not Kevin Owens. Kenny Omega and the Bullet Club decided to dress up as as in the theme of Aladdin this Halloween. Apparently, Marty Scurll is Aladdin, while Kenny Omega is Jasmine, and it's one of the funniest things I've seen in a while. Are you looking for something?
Nope, I wasn't. Yes, it was fantastic.
Dogsworth, we've got Raw, we've got the Kane stuff, we got Survivor Series. Are there any other shows? Power Struggle is coming up very soon, isn't it, for New Japan?
Yeah, I believe that's coming up next Friday.
Next Friday?
I don't have the exact date. Hold on, if you could hit the
pause
distract button. Distract button.
I don't have the distract button.
Where's that distract button?
But I believe there's going to be a United States Championship match for that show scheduled, because it's a secondary card. I believe Trent Beretta is earning himself a heavyweight United States Championship match against Kenny Omega, because now I believe Beretta is moving up into the heavyweight scene.
Yes, he is officially heavyweight Beretta.
Oh, okay. Trent heavyweight Beretta or just heavyweight Beretta?
I just made that up, but he's absolutely... I have the card here. It's November 5th.
Okay, so very soon. This weekend.
Sunday, and that means Sunday morning East Coast time at about...
4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, it's going to be probably really early in the morning.
I'd say 4 or 5 in the morning because it'll start before that, but it won't get into super meaningful.
I don't have the time, but let's just be honest. Most of us are going to wake up whenever they're going to wake up, have breakfast, and watch it.
Right.
Where it will be available on demand at
the only time I think I'm going to watch a live New Japan thing anymore is probably going to be Wrestle Kingdom. We'll make a party out of it again.
Did you want to go over the card real quick? Or do you
no. The other thing we're at time, I think, at this point. So
I believe we are.
The only other thing we got asked in the football chat was Darren Young got brought up this week, so when should we start talking about the awards? I think now's as good. We're in November. We've got 2 months. Start thinking about it.
I believe it's going to be. We're going to do that. What or after final?
Well, we
battle?
do it after Final Battle.
Yeah.
We pretty much take that Christmas break, and then we come back after New Year's, and we will do the awards. But we got to start putting them together, folks.
Absolutely.
Golden Shovel nominations for this year, because that's the big
Oh,
question.
there's a couple.
Like, for instance, right off the top of your head, since
Emma, right off the bat. Like, I don't know what happened there.
Oh, right, because she had the Evolution and like the whole like failed repackaged thing.
That was this year, wasn't it? January.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. It was early, wasn't it? Golden Shovel. I didn't see like not too many other big whiffaroonies are coming into mind right now.
Oh,
I'm
I'll tell
sure.
you.
Okay, no, great.
I'll tell you right now. That Jinder Mahal promo that we had 3 times in September.
We
was
may have
a
to put
black hole.
I don't think it's just that moment in time. We very well could talking about the Jinder Mahal segment experiment as a whole.
No. That's
Some
way
people could
too
not.
early.
I understand.
You don't throw.
It's not the end of the year yet. But for this time period, if it doesn't get any better, you could see people nominating Jinder Mahal as WWE champion.
You don't
as a Golden
judge the
Shovel.
barbecue until it's done.
I understand. We've got 2 months.
Yes.
We got 2 more months, so hopefully it changes.
Just like that reference.
Yes.
Very nice.
Anything else that you would put up? No, I just wanted to. If you had any other options for Golden Shovel type things.
Close the door on it. No,
I mean because we just brought up. I wanted to see if we had any other things that were just uber terrible, like just big whiffs that happened this year in WWE, or anywhere. I don't really think they're. I mean, GFW issues again to Impact changing their
so
name
much for
6
WWE.
times. Yeah, Impact changing their freaking name 1,700 times this year.
It changes like the season. Like Raw, every time there's a new Raw GM, there's going to be a new owner of Impact. That's just how it is now. It's around the same time. Am I right? Right?
Yeah, I guess so. Every 3 months or so.
Every couple of months, it's like throwing out that ideas, coming back to new ones. Yep. Tell you, man, that Taco Bell chant. I am surprised I haven't seen it on Botchamania.
Oh man, I think that pretty much wraps up. We'll start thinking of Golden Shovel is your kind of whiff worst sort of thing of the year. Match of the year. There's plenty to choose from this year.
Yeah, laundry list.
There's a plenty of matches. We're gonna have our work cut out for match of the year. Tag team of the year. You got 2 big options there for me. It's New Day or the Usos right now in my book.
It's hard to argue otherwise.
You can do maybe a faction of the year, or throw those in there as well.
Count the Elite.
Maybe. Yeah, they've been on fire all year.
Cease and desist, bro.
Superstar of the year is going to be tough, man. Men and women. There's a lot of choices to choose from, dude. I feel like there was another award that we did too. I don't think we're going to do Rookie of the Year anymore. We did that one. Anyway, at the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, WorldHeavyweightPodcast.podbean.com, obviously. Like, share, comment. If you're on any of those formats, go to iTunes, log in, and give us a 5-star review. It helps us more than you could possibly know.
Howard doesn't mind getting trolled on there.
What? On iTunes?
Go totally troll him in the iTunes comments. Just make sure you leave a 5-star review when you do that.
Yeah, whatever you want. Do that.
Yeah.
Most of all, tell your friends. And remember... Oh, I got to click it.
The first rule is wrestling is life!
We'll see you guys next week.
Stadler?
What?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.